How are your investments doing lately? GME not going to the moon got you depressed? Your AMC gamble not working out? Are you too poor for Bitcoin nowadays? Did you not get into Dogecoin early enough? Well, have I got the stonk for you? And it's called, that's right, Slingers. Talk about the Slinger meta, people. This is going to send Skaven stonks to the moon. It's the Slinger stonks. And you know what? They're always going up. Hi, I'm Seafood Noodles. And this is a Total War Warhammer 2 quick battle replay. With my Skaven facing off against the foul Dark Elves. Yes, they are fouler than the Skaven. We all know what they get up to in those Bloodwrack Shines. It's immoral, it's illegal, and it's unsanitary, worst of all. So, for my forces, I've got a Grey Seer of Plague on a Screaming Bell. And I brought the, not the Menace Below, the Vermintide, and the Dreaded 13th, and the Warpstone Scroll for damaging Harpies. Also got for speed and mass a Packmaster for anti-large as well, and he's got the Molder ability that heals other Molder monsters in the area, because I brought Gorich. He's expensive, he causes terror, he has a really high melee attack, terrible melee defense, and he hits pretty hard. I also brought the infantry clearing ability. We'll see how that works. But, of course, the pride and joy of this army is Slingers. We've got Night Runners on the flanks, we've got Skaven Slave Slingers in the middle of the formation, and we've got more Night Runner Slings on the flanks, and these are the guys who do not shoot 360, I believe. We'll find out in a sec. Oh yeah, no, I have Gutter Runners with Poison for the 360 skirmish shooting. So 2 Gutter Runners with Poison, 2 Night Runners, 2 Skaven Slave Slingers. We've also got a lot of Skaven Slaves, Skaven Slave Spears. They're backed up by some Clan Rats with shields just for a little more staying power. More Clan Rats with shields. On the flanks, we've got 2 Wolf Rats, the armor-piercing type. And that's pretty... And we've got Ixa's Triads for their awesome summons, Sneak, and Armor Sundering anti-large. For the forces of the Dark Elves, we've got the dreaded Double Manticore, because the Double Manticore is really good. The Double Manticore combo is really good at sniping Skaven Lords. But Gorich and the Packmaster should be able to deal with them. Also, I mean, 45 armor, the Slingers are going to be able to deal with them. We'll see how that goes in a second. For his Lord, he's got Lokir Fellheart. This guy can probably beat up Gorich and the Packmaster, and definitely the Grey Seer in combat. So it's just a matter of having him on the right targets. He regenerates. He's got great melee attack and defense. He hits pretty hard. In his front line, he's got a line of Bleak Swords. And in the back, he's got Black Arc Corsair Handbows and Dark Shards, which are really good at cutting up Skaven infantry or monsters or anything. They're armor piercing. Got a Sorceress of Beasts for those sweet, sweet Manticore summons and Flock of Dooms. And he's got a Death Hag for chopping up infantry. And on the flanks, he's got 2 Dark Riders with shields. And the Crows of Cain, the regenerating Harpy Regiment of Renown. Alright, so let's get this battle started. That was a long intro. I'm sorry about that. Alright, Gutter Runners with Poison. Going to be throwing some Feral Manticore shots here. And I think I'm actually going to drop... Oh! Is that a Warpstorm Scroll? Yeah, okay, I used the Warpstorm Scroll on the Feral Manticore. And let's see what the Slingers do. Dude, the Slingers tear that apart, dude. It's down to like a quarter of its health already. And that's just from 2 groups of Gutter Runners, 1 group of Night Runners, and 1 group of Skaven Slave Slingers. Alright, and it rampages into my Gutter Runners, and they can hopefully run away. Or the Packmaster can just come beat the crap out of it. Sending in some Skaven Slave Slingers. My opponent, not doing much with his flanking tools yet, but neither am I. I'm just letting my Wolf Rats sit here when they could be running back to this kind of not defended back line of the Dark Elves. Manticore gets the crap beat out of by Gorich. But now Night Runners are fighting Bleak Swords, which is a terrible fight for them. You want your slingers slinging, you know? That's the way to get the value out of them and to get the slinger stonks. Looks like I'm going to let my Wolf Rats die here to a frontal charge for no good reason. And it looks like I'm going to run my other Wolf Rats away from the Crows of Cain because they will lose that fight. Ix's Triads dropping their decoy here. So this Feral Manticore is literally fighting nothing of value. Meanwhile, the Slingers are moving back and they're going to start throwing more of their ammo into the Dark Elf infantry. Gorge tearing up some infantry. He's kind of... Oh no, I summoned the Dreaded 13th back here on the Black Ark Corsair handbows. And it looks like I got my Wolf Rats on some Dark Shards, but the Crows of Cain are probably going to finish those guys off. We have sent some Skaven Slave Spears all the way around the back, while the Dark Riders chase down our Gutter Runners with poison, and it looks like they're going to be tying up those Black Ark Corsair handbows for a while. Meanwhile, Gorich is fighting a Feral Manticore summon, while the Feral Manticore summon beats up my Packmaster. That's not the best fight in the world, but hey look, we've still got Slingers online, and they're still slinging at Dark Elves. Got some units coming back from routing, and the Grey Seer, you know, usually very snipeable target, is sitting pretty safe here because, wow, his Black Ark Corsair handbows are chasing off a Skaven Slave Spear unit instead of being here shooting all my low armor stuff. But hey, good for me, and honestly, I made the same mistake with my losing my Wolf Rats to literally nothing. Looks like the Gutter Runner Slingers are not being caught by the Dark Riders and have used up all their ammo on this unit of Dark Riders. So that's pretty cool. Skaven Slave Slingers have fallen back. Night Runner Slings have fallen back, and they are peppering these Dark Elf forces. I mean, look, if they're slinging, I'm getting value back, right? Like, I can only win by slinging. Look, I'm going to get a rear charge on some Night Runners to some Dark Riders here. No big deal. Like, this is 500 gold. It's fine. They've used up like almost half their ammo at this point. And they're going to survive this charge okay because their stats aren't terrible. Skaven Slave Slingers still slinging away at another Manticore here. Night Runners with slings caught up by the Manticore. Gorich and the Packmaster have returned. And that means, since they're both in combat, they will be healing, but there's a Flock of Doom going down, which doesn't do a whole lot to single entities anyway. Looks like I have some Clan Rats with spears chasing off a very beat-up unit of Dark Riders, and I have some very, very lost Skaven Slave Spears coming back to chase something. I mean, the Dark Elves have pretty much pushed through at this point. I've still got Ix's Triads. I'm probably waiting on their second decoy summon here. The first decoy summon's still around. That's hilarious. And his Black Ark Corsairs can pretty much tear through anything left. Especially if they start chasing Slingers. I think they can shoot while moving. Dark Riders coming back to try and tear up some... try and disrupt my back line. Lend some mass to this fight. Gorch's ability, like his special attack, is not good. Don't bring it, by the way. And we've got Gutter Runners with poison back. And they're going to be thrown into these Black Ark Corsairs who are being stuffed up by Skaven Slaves. That is, of course, Skaven Slave's job. And a Scorch going down to totally miss, totally whiff that. Looks like my Packmaster got beat up by Lokir Felhard again. And my Grey Seer Plague is quickly wheeling away from that hero blob that the Dark Elves currently have. So is Gorich, actually, because they will just tear him to shreds. Lokir's armor piercing. And my Slingers are on a retreat. They've all used a good amount of their ammo, and they're running away from these much stronger infantry that would tear them apart via hand-to-hand combat. Dark Orc Corsairs just rip through Skaven infantry. Meanwhile, still running away from Lokir and the Death Hag. Looks like oh, dude, Gorich dropped a huge shot on the Death Hag right there. That is actually a fight. The Death Hag also has terrible melee defense. That's a bad fight for the Death Hag. Packmaster is chasing off Bleak Swords. Not the best use of him, not the worst use of him. At least my Lord's safe right now. And it looks like I've got some Gutter Runners coming in to help out Gorich because Gorich cannot fight Lokir. Sorcerer's Beast stuck in the middle of some summons. Perfect for me. And actually, the Packmaster comes over here to help out against the Black Ark Corsairs, which is good because the Slingers can keep slinging, and the Stonks The Skaven Stonks are up to the sling height, whatever sling height is. Sorcerer's Beast, routed by Filthy Clan Rats and Skaven Slave Spears. Gorich, standing there. And Lokir Fellheart with Foe Seeker is probably going to kill my Grey Sierra Plague here. 44 speed versus 58 speed. So Gorich needs to fight Lokir just to keep the leadership alive. Actually routed off all the Blackguard Corsairs here. Nice. Still got Ix's Triads too. They'll come in handy against Lokir Fellheart's 110 armor. Is he going to kill the Grey Seer? I guess I had Gorich on guard mode because he'd whiff Lokir like once and then give up. He's like, yeah, I'm too tired. I don't want to fight any badasses today. Sorcerer's Beast being chased off by Skaven Slave Spears. Literally probably the most value you can get out of this game is having Skaven Slave Spears chase off a caster. Another Scorch going down. My opponent wisely avoids it, but he can't avoid the Packmaster. Although the Packmaster is taking a lot of damage from all these handbows. They just absolutely destroy lightly armored targets like 40 armor Packmaster. And a Manticore is back. And he might actually finish off the Grey Sierra Plague here. Can he do it? 409 health left. He routs him. He doesn't land the hit. Crows of Cain, give up. Why did the Crows of Cain give up there? And the Packmaster actually. And Gorich coming in with the slam. Finishes off that Manticore. Ix's Triads getting shot up by Corsair Hambos. Lokir Fellheart stuck in the middle of Clan Rats. And actually has taken some damage from them. Holy crap. I don't know if that's from Gorich or from the Clan Rats. Can't be from the Clan Rats. Grey Seer, 146 health. Still alive. Slingers, Night Runners have used up all their ammo. Skaven Slave Slingers have used up half their ammo. Gutter Runners with Poison finally used up all their ammo. This is value city here because I basically have a cheap white army that can keep applying missile damage for the entire course of the battle. And it allows me to bring expensive monsters like Gorich. So that's why Slinger Stonks are such hot stonks right now, okay? That's why Skaven Stonks are so hot right now. Packmaster jumping on some Blackguard Corsair Handbows. Gonna rout them off. They're all being chased off. And Lokir Fellheart takes army losses. And that is the Slinger meta. That is the new Slinger meta. You gotta bring it. You gotta bring it, people. You gotta bring it. Alright, so let's see how our Slinger Stonks did here. Thank you to my opponent. 0v0. That was a fun match. We both brought very little mass, so that was really funny. Alright, 482 value on these Skaven Slave Slingers. I'd call that a massive win for a 225 gold unit. 300 on these Slingers. Also a good return. They were great fodder. If they got cut up, it looks like they got cut up pretty bad by some Dark Elf infantry. It doesn't matter. They still got their value back. They were a 225 garbage unit. Night Runners did not get their value back. These Night Runners got their value back, so we'll call that a Night Runner joint effort here. We'll call that a win. Kills 27, damage 5,340, pretty good, and 700 value back. These guys, oh my god, these guys always get their value back. These are the Skaven Chameleon Skinks. 1,350 damage on an 850 gold unit. And these guys also got their value back, but not as dramatically. 960 value, 100 gold back. Wolf Rats did nothing. I let them die for no reason. Gorich didn't get his value back. Didn't get his value back, but they were all the mass I had. And mass and block and spellcast they did. Lokir didn't get his value back because he's a melee lord. Death Hag might have gotten their value back. And his real damage dealers to Skaven Chaff didn't really get their value back. So that's too bad. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see y'all on the battlefield.